Hello there, my name is CleoDaJester, and I am going to be doing a crafting tutorial today on the Realm Online for the PC. Let me show you kind of what I have in my crafting studio. I have some Mabonites right here in this backpack, and then I have, you can see, groups of 3 backpacks. And each group has patterns, paddings, and reinforcements. And this is the familiar one, the proficient one, the expert pile, and then the master pile. And that's kind of how I organize things. And then I have my hammers in here. You can see I have some hammers right there. I have my salvage tools over here, and this is what I use. It works pretty well. So let me go show you where you can get some of this stuff so you can get started and do some crafting on your own. Here we are at the Wind Teleport, and we're going to go to the store where we get the crafting stuff. We're going to go down 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're just going to go right 6, which is just all the way to the right. I usually don't count when it's just all the way there. And we're going to get to the supply store east. I have no idea if there's a supply store west, but that would be interesting, I guess. I've never looked into it. But here we are at barrels. We're going to go to the shop. Armor smithing. So here's the hammers. You can see they're pricey. They are pricey. 300k for the veteran, 200, 150. Go back. Salvage tools. Look at that. 450k for the multi-salvage tool. So, and that's going to give you 25 uses. So, there we go. And here we're back in the crafting studio. You can see I'm starting to put a carpet in right here of Cael's hides. Just starting out, we're going to fill this whole room. That's going to be a nice carpet with all these furs going down. But anyway, back to crafting a helmet. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to make a Warlord helmet, a proficient one. I actually have the things we need here. It actually takes one of these Fullerene eyes, and it's going to take some patterns, 2 patterns, and 2 proficient reinforcements and 2 proficient paddings. So now that we have our armor smithing hammer, we can go ahead and make the item. But first, the first things first, we're going to grab one of these salvage tools. I'm going to actually show you how to make Mabonites. Let's cover that first. So let's go ahead, and we have a familiar item here. In general, you're going to want to use familiar items to start things out. So you only have 25 uses on these things. So that is quite expensive. I think it's 18k per use, 18,000 gold. So make sure you kind of know what you're doing because you're burning gold. Okay, so we're going to click on this familiar hat and go boom, and it's going to turn into a pattern. This doesn't always happen. Sometimes you get random amounts. Sometimes you get 0 patterns, and that really sucks. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it into my familiar patterns. There we go. And I'm going to take the padding, and I'm going to use the tool again, so another 18k on the padding, and I'm going to get 3 of these Mabonites, which we're going to be using. And I'm going to actually do this again on this reinforcement. And we only got 1 that time, which is pretty bad, but it is random. I think it's 1 to 4 or 1 to 3, something like that. So we now have some Mabonites. You're going to need those every time you make something. So we have those. Now we need to get 2 paddings, 2 patterns. So we're going to go ahead and salvage these proficient hats. And you can see I have 3 of them here. And that's because I might not get enough patterns. So let's see what happens here. Let's do this one here. And we got a helmet pattern, a reinforcement, and a padding. Okay, that's about average. This one gave us the same thing. And now we're going to do 1 more. Actually, I think you only need 2. You only need 2 here. So I think we have enough now. We have 2 paddings, 2 reinforcements, and 2 helmets. And then we have the Fullerene's eye. I think we're good to go. I think we can make the proficient Warlord helm. Now you can probably see that this isn't the best deal. If you're trying to make stuff that's not master, I don't really recommend doing this, which you can figure it out for yourself. You can decide, but just kind of letting you know. Just saying. But here we go. We're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to make a Proficient Warlord helmet. And I believe we have everything. Okay, and you see you gain a lot of experience by doing this, by the way. We're going to close, and we now have a Proficient Warlord helmet. It used one of the Mabonites to do that, and I believe it did. I think we had 5, and now we have 4. And now we have a Proficient Warlord helm, and that is how you craft something. And you'll have to use 3 patterns to make a pattern of the next. Let's actually go ahead and do that. I'm going to grab these 3 shirt patterns. This to show you that that's a different thing you can do with crafting. So we have 3 shirt patterns. We have our Mabonite, which you always need, and then we need to get our expert hammer because we're making an expert item. So we're going to need that. Let's go ahead and make a expert shirt pattern. Oop, I went past it. Right here it is. There we go, and now we have an expert shirt pattern. I used 3 of those patterns, and now I can use 3 of these, or 2 of these, and then, what is it, 2 of these, 2 expert reinforcements, 2 expert paddings, and then boom, we can make a different expert item. Or we can use these to make a master item, which is the next level up. It just keeps going. So basically you need 9 proficient patterns to make 1 master pattern with the Mabonites. And you got to use your hammer. Your hammer also wears out too, so you can see the gold is going down the drain. But without any, if you want to get any more information, you can contact me in-game. My name is CleoDaJester, and I'm also Rambo. So take care and have a good night. I'll see you in-game.